So this is the first Magic Online draft that we are uploading for Manufactured Conflict in Dartford. So let's get started right away. So this is pack 1, and straight away you can see an Ataka there, Dragon Lord Ataka. Bomb rare for draft, and outside of draft actually, it's a really strong card. Still, you give the rest of the cards a quick look over. Apologies for the colours, it seems to have done a little bit of that in formatting. Hopefully the next video won't do that. But we all know what everything is, and fortunately you can read everything. So yeah, I have a quick look at the rest of the cards, but you know, it's Ataka. It does force me into that colour, green, red dragons. But that's not a bad thing when you put a Dragon Lord Ataka, pick 1, pack 1. So, second pick, just having a look down, you know, nothing really standing out, super, not an immediate pick. Have a quick look at see what else is in there for other people, what I'm going to be passing around, what I could be likely to face. I'm quite liking the Colligan Forerunners. I really like it as a card. Thinking about dragons, look at the reach cards, you know, do I want my dragons having to fight other dragons all the time? Probably not. Having a quick look around, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be Cardigan Forerunners. You know, the dash, the trample, it gets bigger. You can't ignore that card. You just can't. Again, you know, it's draft. Removals premium. Here we see two good ones. We see a Draconic Roar and a Tail Slash. Draconic Roar is going to win this one just for the simple fact if I'm going green-red dragons, I'm going to try and pull as many dragons as I can into my deck. I should be able to hit that second requirement. It's removal plus a lightning strike to the face. There's just nothing that compares if you can squeeze enough dragons in. However, that does force me to now start looking at dragons in a serious way if I want to hit that. Bit of a whiffy pack, this one. Look at the Scavenger. It's a 5-drop. You know, worst case scenario, comes in as a 5 for a 4/4. Not my greatest. Not my personal preference. So I go with a Tormenting Voice. If I can't get the right cards, it may end up in the deck. It's probably not going to make the cut, but you've got to see. And it was probably the best pick in there. If you disagree, let me know. So again, just waiting a bit for other people. This is quite a fast picks really going around. It speed up as we went by. Looking around for some dragons, none in my colour this time. See the monuments, white blue seems open. And there we see a Colligan's Stormsinger. It's a nice 1-drop. It's in colour. It's probably the best in the pack. And straight away, go into this one, and we see a red dragon. And it's going to be hard to not pick that. Do look at the site, the Scale Lords. Can swing games in a draft. You know, you're going to hit that 5 mana unless it's gone all horribly wrong. But, you know, I want to hit those dragons in my deck. I need that for the Draconic Roar to become valuable. And we're still early on. I could see another Draconic Roar, in which case it would be all gravy. Have a quick look. Dash is one of my favourite draft picks. So I see the Storm Rider rig, and there's a moment of hesitation where I think, am I doing Dash? Then I remember I'm not. So look down at the rest of the pack. And again, you know, the green and the red, it's worrying me at this point. Could be other people drafting it quite heavily, but there was a Dragon Fodder. It's early. They're blockers. They're chump. You know, we'll see what we can do with them. I quite like the Hutland Berserker. Even if he comes down on turn 3, you go into your next turn and you're able to play a 5-drop that one turn early. Even if you lose him, you know, you're ahead of the curve. You're dropping it early. Again, not a great deal of options in this pack. We're coming to the end of it now, so it's not that surprising. We've got Pinion Feast. I'd take it. It probably isn't going to make the cut. But who knows? If I start seeing a lot of other dragons going around, it could be a good sideboard card. You know, I said I don't want my dragons having to fight their dragons if I can help it. I want mine to be punched into the face. And we just wait for the next pack to come round. Start reorganising my cards. What you'll see when I draft is I try and build my deck as I go. If I see something I definitely don't want in, it tends to go straight to the sideboard, speed up that time, allows me to run off, get a cup of tea, go to the toilet before the first draft starts. So this pack, you know, again, not a lot of options left. It's not a great card, but it's better than nothing. It's creature, it's Megamorph. You can maybe throw some of those counters around. It's not a bad thing. And at this point, pick 5, and nothing I really want. I'm going to take the Revealing Wind, but I know at this point it's not going to make the deck. And now all that's left is to really hate draft and anything I don't really want to see. A bit surprising to see a Magmatic Chasm at this point, I'll be honest. Hey, who knows? It might make it, it might not. And a Mountain. That's going to save me all of a few seconds to put the lands in at the end. So then we come up to pack 2. Quite happy with the first pack. And I quite like the Greater Elemental. He's got a big behind, he's a big blocker, he's a 3-drop, and you know, if you can get that formidable, he really needs to be dealt with. If you can leave open that 1 red, he's a problem. You know, he's almost removable at that point. I do hesitate for a while and take the Swift Warkite. Do I try and go into 3 colours? But I know the fixing isn't really here in Dragons and Fate to really push that. So I'll go back for the Greater Elemental. Pick up the Greater Elemental, throw it in the deck, hoping it's going to make it. See a Dragon Tempest, and again, you know, I'm pushing into that dragon draft deck. It's not going to win me games, but it could win me games. You know, Dragon with Haste is not something to sniff at. But you know, it's not going to be relied upon. But it's a good card. It's a good card in a draft format where I've already picked up a couple of dragons. I'm looking for more. And this deck, real harsh on choices. Sarkhan's Rage is there. It's good. I'm going for dragons. I should be able to stop it from burning me on the way out. And at the end of the day, if you can do 5 and take 2, it's not the worst trade-off in the world. The mana cost is a bit high for it, but you know, desperation, and that's the pick. You know, as I say it before, I'll say it again. I'll probably say it until you're bored. But in draft, removal is king. And yeah, it's all well and good having the best creatures, but if someone can just remove them straight away, it really didn't matter that you paid all that mana for them. They've got to be able to hang around. Again, coming to the last of the few picks out of the pack, not expecting anything to be truly amazing. But we do get surprised. Oh no, we're not that far into the packs, but I do remember these packs being particularly lackluster. Starting to cause me some worry in the colour choices I picked. So we look again, Dromoka's Gift, it doesn't do it for me. Hesitate on the Seismic Rupture, but it hurts me just as much. Again, I immediately see the dash and think I'm running dash. It is a real big thing. A quick check of my cards reminds me, nope, you have not drafted dash this time. Quickly go and unselect that card. Look at the Glade Watcher. You know, he's an early drop. He's a 3/3. If you can get the Formidable trigger, it turns into a creature that can start swinging. It's the best of the pack. I mean, I haven't got a lot of options here, have I? So, it's going to be the Glade Watcher. Obviously aware that at this point, it's my 8th creature, and I've already picked 8 spells. And again, going to the next pack, and a quick look at the Otaka Pummeler, and see a dragon. And, you know, it's expensive, but this is draft. You know, often you'll hit those 7-8 mana drops. He's an early drop in the fact that he is a morph. He can come down on turn 3. Okay, that's going to change the time I can play him. Quickly drop the card in and look up, and lo and behold, see a Dragon Lord Servant. And this is the gravy train now. All of my dragons that I'm trying to hit are all got one cheaper if he pops out. Real good card. Inspiring Call. If I can throw some counters around, it's some card draw. It's indestructible. Not a super great pick. And Sarkhan's Triumph. We're building a dragon deck and we get a dragon shooter. Couldn't go better. Quite late in the packs as well. Look up, see a lose calm, hesitate on it. Stealing creatures is always fun. Killing them with their own creatures is even more fun. Second dragon fodder. The Sandstep Scavenger. Again, we've already decided we don't really want it. Shape the Sands. It's very defensive and it's the fodder. The fodder makes the cut. Look up, 6 packs in, and it's hate draft time. I know I'm running 2 dragon fodders. I don't want to see a virulent plague that comes in and hurts. Look up, see 7 at the scale. Nothing else really shining. Do a hate draft to the Herald of Dromoka, but no one seems to be drawing warriors. No one seems to have gone the warrior route. So, yeah, it's going to be 7 at the scale. Early drop, throw some counters around. Look up. At this point, I feel like I should have picked the Spider Silk Net. It burnt me in the later games. Volcanic Rush, knew I wasn't going to cut it. I cut it from the deck straight away. Perhaps I should have gone hate drafting again. Same for Vandalize. If I know I'm not drawing it, no one else has wanted it. Possibly not the greatest choice. Swing in, get a forest, save us some more precious seconds when it comes to drafting. More time for tea and toilet breaks. So we're going into the Fate pack now. Look up and wow, a Monetary Mentor. A quick look down the pack. We see the Rugged Highlands, but we're not running heavy green. The fixing hasn't got to be desperate. It's not that high priority. You look up, nothing really shining there. And that Mentor, I don't want to face it. It's good trade fodder. This will get me, 8, 9 tickets come the end. Bring me another draft if I want. Look up. I'll be honest, I actually missed the Shuyon in this pack. I didn't even notice it. Looked up, see the Frontier Mastodon. Goreswine, maybe. It's an early Ferocious. That was probably the better pick, to be honest. The Ferocious on the Mastodon wasn't there. A quick check on my creatures. Thought I'd be able to hit it quite regularly. It turns out when you see the games, not as often as I'd hope. But, these things happen. You can't get every pick perfect every time. Look up here, and right there, Bathing Dragonfire. Sorcery speed, but it is 4. It's removal. It's always going to be king. And that's the pick. So we know we're coming to the end now. 12 creatures, 12 spells. Pick up a creature or 2 more would be great. Look up into this pack. A quick look. I don't want to go down the Manifest route. I don't want to lose some of these key spells I want. The Battle Rage is nice, but I know I'm already spell heavy. I'm going to be cutting quite a few of these already. Do I really want to throw another one down there? Not certain. Certainly not for a Battle Rage. Another look up. There's collateral damage up there. Quick check to see how many spells I'm going to be losing. I have got that token generation from the Dragon Fodder, and that's what pushes it. A quick look at the Dragon Fodder. Collateral damage is going to make the cut. Lose a 1/1, burn them for 3. As long as you've got the creature you can throw away, that's always a nice option. Nice option. So look up again, and lo and behold, a dragon. Let's squeeze some more dragons in there. We are getting heavy, but dragons are always going to be heavy. They're always going to be late game. We've got that servant to bring it down if he pops up. Certainly not the best dragon in the world. He's a 6-drop. There's no way to get him in early other than that servant, but he's a dragon. Spotted that we hadn't actually thrown out the Pinion Feast, so that goes into sideboard straight away. Just having a quick look down, already trying to get ahead of the game. I know I've got to cut a few more spells. If we go 15, we're looking at 8. At this point, I'm not expecting to see another good creature that I want, so I'm thinking I might go 10 spells. See the pack pop up, look at the Mardu Rumark. It's not going to cut it. Nothing really shines. Fruit of the First Tree. I know it's probably not going to make the cut, especially now when I'm cutting so many spells, but, you know, I certainly don't want to see someone else hitting it. Again, next pack, Shamanic Revelation is up there. It's a draw. If I can hit those ferocious triggers, it's in life. I don't know whether it's going to make the cut, but I certainly don't want to see someone else having it. So this pack, you see the Hungering Yeti. At this point, I know I'm probably not hitting ferocious as much as I could have or should have. But not a lot of other options. I don't want a Mardu Scout. I'm not going Dash. And I've lost a War Flare before. So hate pick, total hate pick. Take out the War Flare before someone else hits into it. Turned out it wasn't going to be a major thing. I didn't see anyone playing red-white, but I certainly didn't want to lose because of it. Look up to this one. The Rugged Highlands is still in. Fixing can't hurt. It's only the one. Certainly don't want to lose because I can't fix properly. We're back to hate drafting. Cut out the Cunning Strike. I hate that card so much. Many a time it's caused me to get tapped out and lose a creature before lethal swinging in. So, dregs of the pack. Resigned myself to the 13 creatures. Gonna run 13-10, I think. It's good news is I've only got to cut 3 spells. Lands are good. Look up, see nothing, and I hate recursion. You know, if removal is king, recursion is a nightmare. So just hate draft that. Look up, surprised to see the Crew Shock. Know I've got the ability to throw a few counters around. Could always use another creature, and that's what gets the pick. Look up, no one likes a neutralizing blast. Let's cut that out. And now it's just dregs.